Hi, this is Bill Jenkins with Nevada Realty Connection, and I'm here again with my good friend and great lender, Donna Jo. And this week we're going to talk about VA loans and some of the misconceptions of them. So Donna, tell me a little bit about some of the new programs. You said there's some new guidelines as far as FICO scores, as far as where VAs are now qualified. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I'd be happy to tell you about that. So the VA really doesn't have a FICO score requirement for the loans. It's the lenders who have the money to lend on VA financing that have the FICO requirements. Some lenders won't go below 640. Some won't go below 600. We will go down to a 540 FICO score for a VA purchase, and that is with $0 down. No down payment and a 540 FICO score.
So tell me a little bit more about that. There's no fees.
Well, there's fees. Now they have to pay closing costs, but it's not that they have to pay any down payment. So the down payment is the position they're going to buy of equity into the home that they want to buy. And most people that are buying, if they're first-time home buyers, they have to pay 3% down. If they've owned a home before, they have to put at least 5% down. So with our active duty and our veterans, $0 down, unless there is a catch.
Which is?
Well, if they've used their entitlement already and they have an outstanding VA loan, then we have to go into what's known as bonus or second tier entitlement. Or if they used it before and they went through foreclosure and there's still a balance owing to the government. Those balances can be as high as $36,000, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if that's still sitting there, then we have to go into bonus or second tier entitlement to see if they can qualify. And if they can, how much of a down payment that they would be required to. I just did this for a gentleman, $520,000. He had something that happened in 1988, so over 30 years ago. And on a $520,000 purchase, he only has to put down $13,000.
Wow.
Right, so it's still better than doing a conventional loan, or we can't go that high on FHA.
So what you're saying is, if I can understand this correctly, so with a really like a private loan, say with a conventional loan, and they have to foreclose on that, you can have that forgiven after 7 or 8 years, right?
7 years is the forgiveness period on that.
But with a government loan, that never goes away.
On a VA loan, if it was VA insured, then that part is not forgiven. And where most of the veterans run into it is that they let someone assume their VA loan and that person didn't make the payments, and our client is not on title, so they have no recourse, so they end up having to pay that amount back.
Yeah, well, that's great to know. Is there anything else that you can tell us a little bit about the VA loans? Because it's great information, and I'm sure there's a lot of misconception too with a lot of agents out there too that are a little apprehensive to offer VAs a form of financing on their listings.
Right, and fortunately with the Jenkins team, you guys are amazing, and so you can educate a listing agent who might not be as aware. And so there are non-allowable fees, and those are fees that the veteran cannot pay. Now, what we do is we look at the loan amount, and let's say the loan amount is $100,000. Well, the fees can't exceed 1%, the non-allowable fees. Yeah, we're gonna have a problem there. But if it's $250,000 or more, like here in Las Vegas, then the non-allowables can't go over $2,500 to $3,000. So in most of those cases, they're just fine, and we don't have to run into it. If it's under the $250,000 though, that's where you're getting to creative math, and that's where your lender can help you. And I can say, okay, so do this instead of that, and offer to pay this. And a lot of times the seller comes out maybe even with a couple of $100 more than they would on a conventional loan.
Wow, so that's great to know for all of your agents out there that you don't need to be fearful of a VA loan. In fact, you might be letting a very qualified buyer slip through your fingers inadvertently just from not understanding how the inner workings of it. function of work. So Donna Jo, really, really, once again, appreciate your expertise, and of course we love working with you for this very reason. And hopefully this video gave some insight into the VA loans. So in the meantime, please keep those questions coming, and we'll be in touch, and we'll see you next time.